My parents kicked me out at 17, then stole my identity, sold my house, and sued me for it. But I didn't disappear. I fought back, and I won. This is the story of how I turned a stolen future into a life they could never take from me. The email lands at 2:13 p.m. on a Tuesday. Subject line, FAFSA decision, action required. I tap it open between shifts, sitting cross-legged on the back step of Marla's diner with a half-eaten grilled cheese in one hand and a grease-stained napkin in the other. Dear applicant, we regret to inform you that due to your current credit history and outstanding private loan activity, your request for federal student aid has been denied. The words blink dumbly on the screen. My grilled cheese droops. Forgotten. Credit history? I've never even owned a credit card. I don't even know how to open a loan. I refresh the email once, twice, 3 times. Same words. Same weight in my chest. The mustard on my sandwich has gone sour in the sun, but I chew it anyway. I chew and swallow and stare at the screen like maybe I can will it into making sense. Then I open a browser tab and type Free Credit Report Equifax. 3 hours later, I'm hunched over a library computer with a sticky T-key and a frozen forehead. 9 accounts, 6 credit cards, 2 personal loans, 1 closed mortgage, all opened in my name. Total debt, $83,742. There's a metallic taste in my mouth like I've bitten my tongue but I haven't. And then I see it. The worst one. A property sale. My name. Then not my name. Owner transfer. Collins at Zara, Collins, Martin and Collins, Eliza. Date, 7 months ago. My grandmother's house. My house. Gone. I drive there like a sleepwalker. The wheels know the turns without me. My throat is dry and my knuckles ache from how tight I grip the wheel. When I pull up, the porch light is already on. My stomach twists. Nothing looks different, but everything feels wrong. The porch swing still creaks in the breeze, but the flower pot I painted with Grandma is gone. So is the faded flag she always flew on the railing. Red, white, and blue. No stars, just poppies and stripes. She called it her quiet protest. I use the code on the door. My code. The keypad beeps. The lock clicks open. Inside smells like lemon cleaner and wine and no trace of her. Zara? My mother's voice calls, sweet and surprised. Like I'm interrupting a garden party. She appears a second later, hair curled, glass in hand. White wine. 5:40 p.m. What a surprise, she says. You should have called. I hand her the printout. My hands don't shake. Not yet. She squints at it, eyebrows drawing together. You're upset about this? This is a credit report, I say. It says I've taken out over 80 grand in loans, that I owned a house, that I sold it to you. Her lips press thin. Well, yes. I blink. What? We needed help, she says simply. You weren't using it. Grandma passed. You were always off at that little college. You told me to stay with Grandma while I figured things out. And then she died, my mom says too lightly. God rest her. And it made more sense to consolidate. My voice scrapes up from my chest. To steal. It's not stealing if it's family. That's when Dad walks in with a bag of groceries, whistling. He stops short when he sees me. Oh, he says. She found out, Mom says, sipping her wine. He sighs. Listen, kiddo, I know it looks bad. Looks bad? I say. You committed federal fraud in my name. You took my inheritance. My credit is ruined. I can't get a loan. I can't even get an apartment. I have nowhere to go. We refinanced your future, my mother says, like it's clever. Like she's proud of it. My mouth hangs open. You sold everything I had to pay for Leah's IVF, didn't you? Silence. Then a shrug. She deserves a chance at motherhood, my mom says softly. You wouldn't understand. You've never sacrificed anything. I feel something crack behind my eyes. My body is still. My voice is quiet. You gave her life, I whisper, and you stole mine to do it. They kick me out that night. No drama, just detachment. We need a calm environment, Mom says. Leah's baby can't be raised around resentment. She hands me a garbage bag full of clothes and says I can figure something out. The last thing I see as I step off the porch is my grandmother's antique piano, the one she promised me at 9, now repainted pastel pink. A music box sits on top of it. It plays You Are My Sunshine. I dry heave in the driveway. I sleep in my car behind the diner. Marla lets me park there as long as I don't draw attention. The floorboards are sticky with fries. My trunk has a blanket, 1 pillow. My hoodie smells like fryer oil and gum and desperation. I stare at the roof of the car and whisper it like a prayer, like a curse. They're going to regret this. I don't know how. I don't know when. But the seed is there now, buried deep. feeding on everything they took, and it's already growing. Chapter 2. Grandma's house is gone. I wake with a stiff neck, mouth dry, and one arm pinned beneath me in the backseat of my Civic. Sunlight pours through the windshield, too bright, too early. My window's cracked an inch, and someone's voice crackles through the diner's kitchen radio. I hear Marla shouting about bacon. The scent drifts through the lot and hits my stomach like a punch. I haven't eaten since yesterday's grilled cheese. My phone buzzes. One text. Mom, hope you got some rest. Let's try to be civil today, okay? Civil. Like this is a family disagreement. Not a total gutting. I delete the message without replying. Then I open notes and start listing everything I've lost. FAFSA, apartment application, community college account, frozen due to unpaid loan. Identity, grandma's house. I hesitate before writing the last one. Home. I tap the screen off. That word feels heavier than the rest. Heavier than the trunk of clothes I now live out of. That afternoon, while my Civic bakes under the sun, I scroll through Leah's Instagram. It's the first time I've let myself look. She's posted a welcome home video. It's inside my house, my grandmother's living room, repainted in sterile whites and grays, with the caption, "Can't wait to fill this space with love. Baby on board. Blessed. Family first." There's a shot of her posing beside the antique upright piano, the one Grandma left for me in her will. It's painted pastel pink now, decorated with a hand-carved wooden sign that says Leah's Little Lambs. My throat tightens. Another photo, Leah holding a mug that reads Mama to Be, while my mother hugs her from behind. The caption says, "Thankful every day for a family that supports miracles." No sign of me, no mention. I might as well not exist. Except I'm the one paying for the miracle. The next morning, I go to the only person who ever gave me straight answers, Miss Patel, Grandma's old probate attorney. Her office smells like stale coffee and printer toner. The furniture's ugly and beige, and the receptionist ignores me for a full 3 minutes before asking if I have an appointment. I don't, but Patel takes me anyway. "Zara," she says, taking off her glasses. "You look tired. I need your help." She motions for me to sit. I hand her the same printout from yesterday, my credit report, the mortgage transaction, my name erased. She scans it with a lawyer's quiet horror. "You didn't sign anything?" she asks. "No. They forged your signature. They've been opening credit cards in my name since I was 17, I add. Miss Patel sets the papers down and exhales through her nose. "This could take years," she says, "and you'll need more than just this report. You'll need proof of intent. Paper trails, witnesses, emails, texts, anything." "I have some voicemails," I say, "and my FAFSA denial, but I need help finding the rest." She hesitates. "I'm not sure I'm the best person for this. I did legal for your grandmother's estate, but this is fraud and property crime. You'd need someone who specializes. Do you know anyone?" She thinks. Her fingers drum against her desk. Then, yes, he's retired. A little odd, but he used to investigate identity fraud for the state. Name's Ellis Crane. He lives alone now. Kind of a recluse, but if you're serious... I am. She scribbles a phone number on a sticky note. "Call him. Tell him Patel sent you. And be honest with him. He can tell when people lie." I don't call right away. I spend 2 nights in the car behind the diner, scrolling through jobs I'm not qualified for, apartments I can't afford, scholarships I now can't apply for. On the 3rd day, I cave. Ellis picks up on the 2nd ring. His voice is gravelly, cautious. "Who gave you this number?" "Patel, from the Greenway office." "Still wearing paisley suits?" I blink. "Yes." "All right, talk." I explain everything. The credit cards, the house, the FAFSA, the signatures. He doesn't interrupt. When I'm done, he's quiet for several seconds. "You want to fight them?" he says finally. "I mean actually fight?" "Yes. Why now? Why not just walk away?" I hesitate. Because they expect me to. Because they're already celebrating. Because that house was mine. Locked. And because this time, I'm not letting them erase me. A beat. "Then, when can you get here?" His house is tucked behind a post office in a part of town no one cares about anymore. The shutters are cracked. The paint is peeling. But there's a security camera over the door and a brand new deadbolt. He opens it before I knock. Ellis is in his 60s. Gray hair. Big hands. No smile. "You're Zara," he says. "Yes." "Bring the papers?" I hand him a folder. He glances through them, then points at a chair. You understand, he says slowly, if they filed paperwork under your name, notarized it, and got it through the county recorder's office, undoing it will be a war. I'm ready. You sure? I've got nothing left to lose, he nods once. Good, because people don't like it when the truth costs them money. And your parents? They're not stupid. They know what they did. They're just betting you won't fight. He leans forward. Prove them wrong. That night, I sleep in the back room of the diner. Marla pretends she doesn't see me drag a pillow in. She leaves me a bottle of water and a banana on the prep table. I sit cross-legged on the floor and write a new list. Contact FAFSA. Get bank statements. Call notary office. Back up voicemail recordings. Take photos of grandma's stuff. Prove it was stolen, not given. I open the duffel bag I use as a closet and pull out my hoodie. It still smells faintly like rose water and menthol, the lotion Grandma used when her joints ached. The scent's almost gone now. But it clings to the fabric like a ghost. I wrap myself in it. Then I scroll through old photos on my phone. One stops me. Me and Grandma on the porch last year. She's holding a tiny Z key charm she gave me after I finished my first college semester. It's not about the house, she told me. It's about what you build inside it. That house was mine. Still is. They just don't know it yet. Chapter 3, sleeping in the diner lot. The first night I sleep on the diner floor, I dream about walls. Not houses. Not memories. Just walls. Endless, shifting walls made of credit card statements and denial letters and pink-painted pianos. Every time I find a door, it slams shut. Every time I scream, no one hears. I wake up with a cramp in my calf and a buzzing phone. Unknown number. For a second, I think, Ellis? But when I answer, no one speaks, just silence. Then a click. I stare at the screen until it fades to black. Marla finds me washing my face in the kitchen sink. She doesn't say anything, just hands me a wrapped breakfast sandwich and a cold orange juice. I manage. Thanks. She doesn't respond, just walks away. But later that morning, a clean set of black slacks and a folded t-shirt appear beside the prep table. Size small. Still has a tag. The shirt says, "Don't mistake quiet for weak," across the chest in white block letters. I wear it every day that week. Ellis calls back Thursday. "You still want to do this?" he asks without greeting. "I've already started." "Good, because I've been digging." My stomach tightens. "Your parents opened 6 accounts under your name," he says. "They used your social for over a year. They refinanced the house illegally through a notary who's been disciplined before." I pulled his record. He pauses. "There's also a lien against your name for unpaid taxes, nearly $4,000. My throat dries. What? Property taxes on the house. Your name was still on it when they filed. They used you for everything. The phone goes silent. Then Ellis adds, "Zara, this is deeper than they made it look. They didn't just cheat you out of a house. They built their future on your ruin." I sit down on the back steps of the diner and let that settle. How do I fight this? He's quiet for a moment. Then, "You don't just fight. You document. Every photo, every receipt, every memory. You make the truth louder than their lies." That afternoon, I go to the county records office. It's in a brutalist building with flickering lights and a waiting room that smells like mildew and sweat. A woman behind bulletproof glass hands me a stack of forms with a mechanical smile. "I need a copy of the deed transfer for 224 Willow Drive," I say. "Name on file?" "Zara Collins." She types, then looks up. "You're the one who sold it?" "No," I say. "I'm the one who got robbed." She frowns but prints the file anyway. It's 8 pages long, a forged signature, a date I don't recognize, a fake witness name. I take a photo of every page before I leave. Outside, I call Ellis again. "They didn't even try to make it look real. That's arrogance," he says. "People like your parents think the world bends for them, until it doesn't." Later that night, I park across from the house again. It's lit up. There's a party inside. Balloons on the porch. Music spilling from the windows. A banner hangs over the front door in rose gold cursive. "Baby Morgan's shower!" My chest goes still. I stay in the shadows. Watch as guests I used to know show up with gifts. My mother appears on the porch holding a tray of pink cupcakes. Leah follows in a white sundress, cradling her stomach like it's made of gold. Every part of the house is different now, except the swing. That swing still groans in the wind, paint peeling. Grandma used to sit there on summer nights, humming under her breath and snapping green beans into a bowl. I step out of the car, just once, just to breathe. From the porch, someone spots me. It's my dad. He doesn't wave, just stares. Then he turns to my mom and says something. She glances at me. Her smile falters. Leah clutches her stomach, visibly distressed. The music dims. I leave before they can send someone down the driveway. The next morning, I'm back at the diner. Marla slides me a napkin with a phone number on it. What's this? Guy from the local paper, she says, wiping down a counter. I didn't tell him much, just that someone might want to hear your story. I blink. You told a reporter? No, she says. I told a friend. Who told a friend? Now it's up to you. That night, I call the number. A man named Jacob answers. He sounds young but cautious. Zara Collins, he says. Marla told me you might be sitting on something. Explosive. I'm not looking for attention. Good. I'm not looking for clickbait. He pauses. But I am looking for truth. If you've got receipts, I've got ink. We meet 2 days later. I bring every document, every screenshot, a printed copy of Leah's Instagram posts, the credit report, a photo of the piano, Grandma's will. Jacob lays them all out on the diner table like puzzle pieces. This is fraud, he mutters, and you've got a paper trail a mile long. He pulls out his phone. Mind if I record this? Go ahead. For an hour, I tell him everything. He doesn't interrupt, just listens. When I finish, he says, I've seen a lot of family messes, but this is calculated theft from your own blood. I nod. Then Jacob adds something I don't expect. You know they're going to retaliate, right? I meet his eyes. Let them. That night, back in the Civic, I start writing again. Not just a list, not just a strategy, a story. From the beginning. From Grandma's key to the credit cards. From the forged documents to the baby shower. Every detail. Every bruise. Every betrayal. Because this time, I'm not just trying to survive. I'm building something. Not a house. Not a headline. A case. A truth so undeniable that even the people who loved my parents will have to face what they did. I close the journal and pull my hoodie tighter around me. It still smells like rosewater and old memory. I rest my head on the passenger seat and let the quiet settle. I don't feel safe yet, but I do feel ready. The article goes live at 7:04 a.m. on a Monday. By 7:22, my phone has 12 missed calls, 3 voicemails, and a message from Leah that just says, "What the hell did you do?" I don't answer any of them. Instead, I sit cross-legged on the diner floor, watching the article refresh over and over on Jacob's website. Headline, kicked out, cut off, and legally erased. One young woman's fight to reclaim what her family stole. Below that, a photo of me at 16, holding Grandma's piano recital trophy. Then another, a screenshot of Leah's Welcome Home Instagram post. And under it all, the credit report, the deed transfer, and a timeline Jacob titled The Erasure. I read it once, then I read it again. Then I just stare at the screen and let the silence spread across my ribs. By noon, it's gone viral. Jacob's inbox crashes, local news picks it up, then a national parenting blog reposts it with a new caption. When family first means you come last. The comments pour in. Most of them say the same thing. This is abuse. She's better off without them. They deserve prison. But others twist the knife. This is what happens when you air dirty laundry. Maybe she's leaving something out. Why ruin a woman's pregnancy for clout? That one burns the most. Like Leah's uterus is more sacred than my future. The first voicemail is from my dad. You've made a fool of us. Hope you're proud. The second is from my mother. You have no idea the damage you've done. Your sister is sobbing. She can't even keep food down. Is that what you wanted? A miscarriage for headlines? The third is just static. Or crying. I can't tell which. Ellis calls mid-afternoon. Congratulations, he says dryly. You've got the internet's attention. Not sure that's a win. It's pressure, he says. And pressure makes people sloppy. They'll retaliate. Expect it. How? Character attacks. Threats. Maybe they'll try to flip the story. If they can make you look unstable, they win sympathy. I grip the phone tighter. What do? You stay clean. Document everything. And don't engage. I exhale slowly. I won't break. Good, he says, because they're about to try very, very hard to make you. That night, someone leaves a dead rose on the hood of my car. No note. Just the stem snapped and wilted, petals scattered like bruises. Marla sees it before I do. Bruh. She sweeps it into a trash bin without a word. Later, she refills the napkin holder next to me with a little extra force. You okay? She asks, her back still to me. Not really. She nods once. Good. means you're still human. The next morning, I wake up to find a new account tagging me on Instagram. It has just 34 followers, all of them from my old high school. Its only post is a side-by-side photo. Leah holding her belly, smiling. Me walking away from the courthouse in a hoodie. The caption says, "Some people would rather destroy their family than forgive. Shash, selfish sister, blood is thicker." I don't cry. I just log out. That afternoon, Gordon calls. He's blunt as usual. "You still got that wrench I gave you?" "Yeah." "Good. You're gonna need it. Headlight repair at 5. Be here." I show up 30 minutes early. My hoodie smells like fryer grease and citrus disinfectant, and I haven't slept properly in 3 days. Gordon hands me the work order. He doesn't ask questions, just watches me pull the tools, open the hood, and get to work like nothing's changed. Halfway through the job, he speaks. "You know what I think?" I pause, wiping sweat from my forehead. "What?" "I think people who lie to protect their pride will always call the truth a betrayal." I don't answer, but the tightness in my chest loosens just a little. 2 days later, I get served. Not by a lawyer, not by a stranger, by my sister. She waits by my car in the diner lot, kids squirming in the back of her minivan. Her mascara's smeared, and she looks like she hasn't slept in a week. When I approach, she steps forward and holds out an envelope. "I didn't want it to be like this," she says. "You filed it," I reply. She flinches. "They said if I didn't put my name on it, it wouldn't hold up." "It's your signature." She doesn't deny it. Instead, she whispers, "I can't afford to lose this baby, Zara." "You already did," I say, "the second you let them use my name." She presses the envelope into my chest and steps back. "I hope it was worth it," she says. Then she drives away, taillights bleeding into the sunset. The lawsuit demands I retract the article and cease libelous statements. It calls me a disgruntled relative with a vendetta. It accuses Jacob of defamation. It calls my story a self-aggrandizing narrative fueled by jealousy and mental instability. Ellis reads it and mutters, "There it is." Do we respond? "Oh, we'll do more than respond," he says. We counter. The day the counterclaim is filed, I post one thing to my own account, a photo of my key, the one Grandma gave me when she updated her will. Caption, "Truth has roots, you'll see where mine lead." I log off after that. Let them yell. Let them speculate. I have the documents, I have the receipts, I have the ghost of a woman who taught me to hold a wrench, plant tomatoes rough, and never apologize for defending what's mine. Chapter 5, the courtroom theme. Focus, justice, truth under pressure, betrayal laid bare, and Zara standing her ground in public. The courtroom smells like dust and old paper, the kind of scent that sinks into wood and waits. I sit at the defendant's table, fingers laced tight in my lap, Ellis beside me in a navy blazer that's clearly seen decades of trials. He has 2 manila folders and a calm that unnerves even me. Across from us, my parents. Dad looks like he did the night of Grandma's funeral. Stone-faced, dry-eyed, Mom's in pearls, the same ones she wore in the photo from Leah's baby shower. And Leah, front row, pale and tight-lipped, her belly barely showing now, arms crossed like a shield. The judge enters. Everyone rises. "Be seated." My knees almost buckle. The opposing lawyer is slick, a man named Chambers with a salt and pepper beard and a voice like varnish. He starts with a tone of regret. "This is, above all, a family matter," he says. "A tragic case of miscommunication between loved ones. Misunderstandings. Painful, yes, but not criminal." Ellis doesn't flinch. When it's our turn, he stands with the slow, deliberate control of a man used to being underestimated. "Your Honor," Ellis begins, "this is not a misunderstanding. It's fraud, identity theft, and systematic erasure. The plaintiff exploited familial trust to steal from my client, financially, emotionally, and legally." He lays out our timeline, the forged documents, the fake notary, the stolen inheritance. He even brings up the tax lien. The judge listens, eyes sharp, pen steady. Then it's my turn. Ellis nods once. I stand. "Miss Collins," Chambers begins, "you're claiming your parents stole from you, but isn't it true they provided for you for 17 years? "Yes. Food, shelter, school supplies, clothes. The minimum the law required, and then they kicked me out." He paces slowly. "Your sister was pregnant. Your parents say you left voluntarily. They told me to clear out my things by the end of the week. Do you have proof?" "My duffel bag, the truck I slept in, and the lack of any reported missing person case." He blinks. His smile wavers. "You didn't ask for help? I was taught that asking meant owing." He switches tacks. Let's talk about the article. You posted accusations in public, dragged your family's name through the mud. I told the truth. Your sister was pregnant, vulnerable. Don't you think your story caused her distress? I meet his eyes. Not as much as she caused me when she sold the piano Grandma promised me and filed a lawsuit against me while smiling in a baby shower post. A murmur rises in the courtroom. The judge bangs her gavel. Chambers grimaces. No further questions. Then Ellis calls Gordon. He walks in like he owns the floor. Denim jacket, clean jeans, knuckles still oil-stained. The courtroom tilts the second he speaks. I found her asleep in a pickup truck. Frost on the windshield. Middle of January. Did she ask you for help? Nope. I offered her work, told her she could sleep in the back if she cleaned the shop. What did you observe about her character over time? Never late, never lied, took night classes, double shifts, learned diagnostics on her own, built every piece of her life from nothing. He looks toward my parents. And nothing is what they left her with. My mom testifies next. She dabs her eyes before she speaks. We loved Zara. We still do, but she was always distant, cold. We had to make hard choices, family decisions. Ellis leans forward. Did those decisions include forging her signature on a deed transfer? She stiffens. That was a misunderstanding. One notarized by a man who doesn't exist. We thought it was what Grandma would have wanted. Grandma left Zara the house in her will. She never said that to us, because she knew what you'd do with it. Her lip trembles. You don't understand. Leah needed the nursery. So you stole her sister's future for it? My mother doesn't answer. Finally, Leah takes the stand. She doesn't cry. I didn't know about the signatures, she says. I just knew they said the house was part of our shared family estate. Did you ask Zara before moving in? I didn't think I needed to. Did you open credit cards in her name? No. But you benefited from them? A pause. Then, yes. Do you feel remorse? I feel tired. And yet you filed a lawsuit against her? Leah's voice drops. They told me I had to, that it was the only way to protect the baby. Ellis raises an eyebrow. By suing the woman you stole from. We rest our case. The courtroom is quiet. The judge takes a recess. I wait outside in the hallway, fingers digging into my palms. I don't look at my parents. I don't look at Leah. I just look at the floor and try to breathe. Ellis doesn't speak. He just stands beside me like a wall. The judge returns. Everyone rises again. She adjusts her glasses, taps her pen twice, and begins. The court finds in favor of the defendant, Miss Zara Collins. I exhale. Furthermore, the court finds sufficient evidence of willful fraud, identity theft, and property misappropriation. Damages awarded to the defendant in the amount of $125,000, plus legal fees and the reversal of the property deed. Silence. Then, this court is adjourned. The gavel falls. I don't cry. Not here. Outside, the air smells like asphalt and sun. Ellis shakes my hand once. Gordon crushes me into a one-armed hug. Jacob is already on the courthouse steps, notebook in hand. I wave him off. I just want to go home. Not to my car. Not to the diner floor. To the house. My house. The one they painted over. The one they staged baby showers in. The one they tried to erase me from. When I walk up the porch steps that night, the swing creaks in the wind. I sit. I don't say a word. Inside, it still smells like lemon cleaner and someone else's wine. But the key turns. The door opens. And for the first time in years, I step inside something that's mine again. Chapter 6. The Garden Grows. 6 weeks after the verdict, the house is quiet. No more dead roses, no more voicemails, no more reporters camped outside. Just me, a grocery bag of potting soil, and a row of cheap clay planters lined up on the back porch. The marigolds are blooming. The porch swing still creaks, but I oiled the hinges. The piano is gone. I sold it to a music school downtown. In its place, a bookshelf, 3 plants, and a framed photo of Grandma holding that tiny silver key. A little note beneath it reads, "It's not about the house. It's about what you build inside it." The check from the lawsuit sits in a drawer under a box of tea bags. Ellis said I should celebrate. Gordon said I should invest. Jacob said I should go on a podcast. Instead, I fixed the roof, planted herbs, and bought exactly one piece of furniture. A wide, beaten-up armchair from a church thrift store, the kind that holds you like a hug. I spend evenings there now, legs curled up, fingers stained from potting soil and grease. The scars haven't vanished, but they're fading. Marla comes by on Tuesdays with baked goods and gossip. Gordon brings spare parts when the shop overorders. Jacob dropped off a framed print of the article and a thank you card with a quote in it. Some stories aren't meant to be buried. They're meant to be roots. I hung it in the laundry room. Quiet pride. Leah sends 2 emails. The first is short. I named her Helen. After Grandma. She's healthy. You'd like her. I don't reply. The second email has an attachment. A photo of the baby swaddled in a blanket I recognize. One Grandma knitted before she got too sick. The one she kept in the hope chest labeled for Zara's kids someday. That one makes me cry. But I still don't reply. Some wounds close better without stitches. A week later, I sit at the edge of the garden, scraping dirt from under my nails when I hear it. Footsteps on gravel. Then a cough. I turn to find a girl, maybe 16, standing uncertainly at the gate. Baggy clothes, heavy backpack. That look in her eyes, I know it. It's the look of someone hoping the world will offer them one more chance before it spits them out for good. She clears her throat. Is Gordon here? I wipe my hands and stand. Nope. He's across the street. You looking for work? She nods slowly. He said to talk to you first. I smile. Then he sent you to the right place. I walk over and open the gate. You any good with your hands? I guess. Can you learn? She nods again. That's all that matters. I make us tea in chipped mugs. She sits on the porch, arms around her knees, watching bees float between marigolds. She doesn't tell me her story. I don't ask. But as the sun slides low, she whispers, my parents said I had to leave. They said, I wasn't who they wanted anymore. My throat tightens, but I keep my voice even. They were wrong. She doesn't believe it yet. I didn't either. But belief comes slow, grows quiet, like marigolds in cracked pots. That night, I lay in bed with the window open, letting the cool air wash the day from my skin. Somewhere outside, a swing creaks in the wind. A hose drips softly into thirsty roots. The scent of rosemary rises with the dusk. I think of Grandma. I think of the truck, the diner, the courtroom, the girl on my porch. And I think of the key, still hanging by the front door, still catching the light, still mine.